All right, in the next few minutes, we're going to get into one of life's biggest questions. Why do we do the things we do? We're going to explore psychology not as some complicated high-level science, but as, well, as the ultimate guide to your own mind. I mean, seriously, have you ever stopped to think about it? Why do you get that knot in your stomach before a big presentation, even when you know your stuff? Or why does one specific song just, boom, instantly transport you back to being 17? Well, here's the thing. Those aren't just random quirks. They're actually puzzles. And psychology, it gives us the keys to solve them.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll nail down what psychology really is, then we'll look at its main goal, see where it's already showing up in your world, and talk about the direct benefits for you. And we'll wrap it all up with a quick tour of the major fields in psychology. Sound good? Let's jump in.
Okay, let's start with the big one. When people throw around the word psychology, what are we really talking about? So at its very core, it's the scientific study of our behavior and all those mental processes happening inside our heads. And you know, that word scientific is absolutely crucial here. This isn't just about gut feelings or armchair theories. It's about using actual data and experiments to figure out what makes us tick. This is probably the best way to think about it. Psychology isn't just for researchers in a lab, it's a practical guide for all of us. It's really the closest thing we have to an instruction manual for the most complicated and fascinating machine on the entire planet, the human brain. All right, so we've got the what. But so what? Why does any of this actually matter? What's the end game? And this is key. See, psychology isn't a passive science. It's not just about observing people from a distance. Its entire purpose is to be an active tool. It's all about giving us what we need to manage our thoughts, handle our emotions, and basically empower us to live healthier and way more fulfilling lives. So if it's supposed to be so practical, where do we actually see it? Well, the truth is, psychology isn't locked away in some therapist's office. It is all around you, working behind the scenes in, well, pretty much every part of your life. Let's start with the obvious one, in our own minds, right? It's the absolute foundation for treating mental health challenges and helping people find a sense of stability and well-being. But its influence starts way, way earlier than that. Think about our schools. Educational psychology is constantly at work, helping teachers figure out how to create learning environments where students can actually thrive. And it's definitely shaping our professional lives. Businesses use psychology all the time to build better teams, boost productivity, and design workplaces that, don't crush our souls. Of course, it's also fundamental to our personal connections. It gives us the tools to communicate better, to understand each other more deeply, and to build healthier, stronger relationships with the people we care about. But you know what? Maybe its most powerful application is personal. It gives you a roadmap for self-awareness, for finally understanding your own patterns so you can continue to grow and evolve as a person. So we've seen where psychology is being used, but let's get down to it. What's in it for you? Like, personally, what actually happens when you start to get a handle on these principles?
Well, this knowledge sets off a pretty incredible chain reaction. It all starts with self-awareness, that aha moment when you finally understand why you react the way you do. And that insight, it naturally leads you to a much deeper understanding of other people. Then, once you get your own emotions, you can learn to manage them, which is basically a superpower for handling stress. And the end result of all that, you're equipped to make clearer, better, more informed decisions about pretty much everything in your life.
Now, as you can probably imagine, a field this massive isn't just one thing. Oh, no. It's more like a huge territory with all these different specialized areas to explore. So let's take a super quick look at some of the main branches. I mean, this field is just incredibly diverse. You've got specialists for every little piece of the human experience. For instance, a social psychologist might study why you're way more likely to laugh at a bad joke in a group than when you're alone. A cognitive psychologist, they're exploring how we can form a vivid memory in a split second, but then completely forget where we put our keys 5 minutes later. And a health psychologist investigates that powerful link between our minds and our bodies, like why stress can literally make us sick. Each branch just gives us a totally unique lens to understand ourselves. So when you put it all together, the science, the real-world applications, the personal benefits, it all points to this one powerful idea. Understanding psychology isn't just some intellectual exercise. It really is a genuine path to living a more meaningful life. So
That really only leaves one question, doesn't it? Where do you want to begin? Whether you want to understand your own habits, improve a relationship, or just satisfy your curiosity, the whole journey starts with that first step. So, what part of your mind will you explore first?
Hey, thanks so much for joining me. If you found this useful, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. We're going to be diving a lot deeper into many of these topics in future explainers, all designed to help you improve your life. I'll see you in the next one.